If you're a hairy person who likes to hit people with your special stick, Sun Wukong is the god for you. In this guide, I'll be going over everything you need to know to dominate with everyone's first or second favourite monkey. I'll be covering what you should be throwing your dosh at in the fountain, skill levelling, your job in team fights, and most importantly, how to GTFO as a monkey bird. There should be something for complete beginners and solo veterans. Once you make your way into your natural habitat, the jungle, you will typically clear speed for your jungler and then blue for yourself. Your jungler may want to start at blue before sending you to lane. Pay attention and go with the flow. Sun Wukong with no stick is a sad Sun Wukong, so be sure to put your first point in your 1. It deals bonus damage to minions, making it Sun Wukong's most effective clear. It should always be maxed first. I usually put my second point in my 3 and my third point in my 2. Your 2 can hit the wave if you move while casting it, and your Ox form can also help with early clear. A point should be placed into your ult when you get it, but it should always be maxed last. More damage in your primary abilities is much better than more damage on your get out of jail free card. If you feel like an invulnerable monkey king at level 5, putting another point in your 1 instead of your ult is an option if you want to really bully your laning foe. I find Master's Well more useful in lane than transformations, so I usually max it second, but this isn't a hard rule. If getting that Tiger Nuke online earlier tickles your stick, feel free to max it second. Let's talk about how to spend your monkey riches. Items get buffed and nerfed on an hourly basis, but it's still important to talk about the reasoning behind itemization choices. This way you'll always be able to build intelligently, no matter what item changes are thrown your way. Death's Toll has been one of the best items in Smite since I started playing the game. It's a great stat stick relative to its cost, and the more sticks you can fit in a Sun Wukong build, the better. I always start with this item no matter what. I leave the base with 5 health pots and 5 multi-pots. You can pop both these bad boys at the same time, giving you insane regen. Your path to immortality begins here. I often see monkeys starting with Steel Mail. If you're against an opponent of equal or greater skill, starting Steel Mail will ensure you will get your brains poked out, forcing you out of farm. This sets the pace for the whole game. Another option for your potting needs is forgoing multi-pots for a potion of might. This adds extra tickle to your stick. Play with both starts to see what you like best. My first main item will usually counter my laning opponent. Runeforged Hammer or Mystical Mail for physical, or a situational magical defense item for mages. The choice of Runeforged or Mystical depends on how well I'm doing. If I'm having a great time bullying and farming, I'll tend to lean towards Mystical. After this comes Booties to rotate quicker, do more damage and keep your feet warm. Warrior Booties are the only choice. I usually get Jotun's Wrath next. It's just a great item and it's kind of a stick as well, and we all know that sticks are OP. The 25% cooldown means more of everything. More of things are always good for ability based gods. From here on out, the build is entirely situational. There are lots of things to consider when building situationally. What is the primary source of damage in the enemy team? Who's doing the most damage? How well am I doing? How well is my team doing? Some of my favourite options for the Monkey King are Bulwark and Shifters, both of which work really well with the monkey's passive. Titan's Bane for more damage, Midgardian Mail against auto-attack heavy foes, Pestilence for healers, Spirit Robe for maxing cooldown. These are just some options. Let's talk about monkey actives. Sun Wukong has no must-have actives, so he has great freedom here. Good choices include Curse, Shell, Beads. Teleport can be situationally mandatory if you're being heavily bullied or you give up an early kill. It's also great for swinging a Gold Fury fight or getting back to lane after a lengthy engage elsewhere. Before I go, I want to talk about 72 transformations and your role in a team fight. If you want to escape, you have 2 options, Bird or Ox. Think of Bird as a selfish escape. If you get out of dodge with Ox smacking up the enemy before departure, you provide utility for your team. The Tiger is great in a single target, but it's harder than the Ox to hit, and it's easy to stop when approaching at a distance, as it has no immunities. Sometimes it's better to knock up the whole backline than potentially Tiger one carry. Remember, the Tiger is hardest to avoid from point blank range. I also recommend turning Quick Cast on for this ability. In a team fight, it's your job to distract the enemy carries and peel for your own. For example, get in that fed Agni's face, keeping him out of the fight. Force him to use his stun on you. Turn around and get that Kali off your Rama. With the help of your cooldown reduction, you will be able to get your transformations off multiple times in a single team fight. The Monkey King thrives in long, drawn-out engagements. If you decide tower diving is the right move, make sure you take tower aggro. This allows you to ult if things get crazy, and your decoy will buy your team free aggroless tower time. Remember, every ability you force the enemy to use on you means less damage done to your carries. That's enough of me for one day. I hope you've enjoyed and learned from the video. If you've got any questions, whack them in the comments and I'll make sure to get back to you. I've been Plague Player, thanks for watching.